Alright everyone, it's finally here. 11 years in the making, the 22nd film in the MCU, the follow-up to last year's crazy Avengers Infinity War. Today we're going to be talking about Avengers Endgame. Just a heads up, this is a spoiler-free review. Don't worry guys, I'm going to be as vague as possible when describing things in the film. And the only things I'm really going to talk about were already shown in the trailers or little teases in previous movies. So let's just get right into it. The plot of Avengers Endgame. So, if you haven't seen Avengers Infinity War, well, get off your ass and go ahead. Hurry up. I mean, what are you waiting for? So, at the end of Avengers Infinity War, Thanos snaps half of the people out of existence in the world. So, the Avengers lost. It's something we're not used to seeing, and this really takes a toll on a lot of our surviving characters. So, this one is really about this dealing with the aftermath of what Thanos did, dealing with grief and all these other different things, and kind of picking up the pieces to see how they can move on from here. Will they find a way to get the Infinity Stones back, or will they just deal with the fact that half of the planet has been wiped out of existence and just kind of try to move on and build from there? Alright, so let's just dive into what I can talk about. This film was 11 years in the making, 22 movies, all comes down to this final film in the Infinity Saga. Did it pay off? Hell yeah. Everything about this movie was fantastic. The special effects, the acting, the story. And I know some people might say that the story was kind of predictable in this film. But is it though? Because Marvel fans and huge superhero movie fans like us have seen all these other movies now. So we have a general idea, or at least a general theory, about what's going to happen. So even if you've pieced together what you think may be the plot of this film from the past 21 Marvel movies, don't worry, the Russo brothers definitely throw in a bunch of curveballs. What I like too is everyone got their moment to shine. It wasn't really all about Cap, Iron Man, and Thor or anything like that. Every single person got their specific moment in the spotlight. And they really utilized Captain Marvel well. So I will say this, Captain Marvel, I was really surprised by because she didn't have much screen time at all. I mean, when she's there, she's there. And I know there was a lot of people worried about, oh, well, Captain Marvel just comes in at the last minute. She's going to be ridiculously OP and just make all the Avengers look like crap. No, not at all. So, like I said, everyone gets their moment to shine, and how all the Avengers work together is really satisfying to see. One thing I wasn't really a fan of, and it's what I really wasn't a fan of in the Infinity War film, I didn't really like Bruce Banner or the Hulk's arc in this. What he is now in this film currently, I'm just not a fan of. It just comes off as too goofy and doesn't really fit the tone of the film or the character for me. I mean, Bruce Banner is this brilliant scientist, and we get that a little bit, but like, that's what I would love to see in a film. I would just love to see them focus on how smart Bruce Banner actually is. The comedy was well timed out in this film. In past MCU films, there's been certain comedic moments that just completely take away from any serious thing that happened. But in this film, they do it right, because when they're saying a joke, it is in a serious moment or a very tense moment. They do it to make things a little bit less horrible, because you have Ant-Man, who's a very comedic character, a comedic actor. Paul Rudd is awesome. And surprisingly, there's some moments where he gets super serious and even aggressive in this film towards other characters, and I didn't see that coming at all. There's other funny lines, quick lines, witty lines, and even a lot of other pop culture movie references in this movie that it's going to make your inner nerd happy. I was just surprised I got tickets for this, in Dolby Cinema no less, because the ticket sites all crashed. Fandango, Atom, all of that, AMC, couldn't even get onto it. So I had to do it the old school way and drive my ass up to the theater. Surprisingly, I got good seats right in the exact center. Couldn't get any better than that. It's crazy how packed the theater was. I had to park like 5 or 6 minutes away from the actual movie theater itself and walk to the theater. It was nuts. But hey, they were giving out free posters. So I gotta find somewhere to hang this. It'll happen eventually. There's a few scenes in the trailer that weren't exactly in this movie. Maybe they filmed it differently. Maybe they thought one scene was going to go in a different direction. But the movie is 3 hours long, so you have to think it was originally longer and they cut it up just a little bit. The movie all does make sense for the most part. There's a few little teeny tiny things that could have been explained a little bit more, But regardless, it's still great. This movie is 3 hours long, and it definitely feels 3 hours long. I would say a good 60%, 65% of the film is not actually action, but you would think it's boring, but it's more or less character building, and it's just really fun to see. 11 years of character development for these guys has been leading up to this final film, or more, who knows, but they're even still growing in this movie, so I can only think of what's to come in the future. Great acting, great special effects, the soundtrack was great. You got to hear a few of the characters' individual theme songs, and then of course the Avengers theme, originally done by Alvin Silvestri. And all around, just a fantastic culmination of these past 21 Marvel films, with this being the 22nd. Check this out, guys. IMAX, 3D, 4DX, whatever the hell. This is going to be a huge film, easily going to make over $2 billion, and it's well deserved. 9.5 out of 10.